Welcome, wisdom seekers. Today we will delve into a world filled with ancient wisdom, where Stoic philosophy challenges us to face the realities of life with a steadfast mind and a strong heart. Get ready to dive deep and explore the 7 harsh realities that must be confronted according to Stoic teachings. Let's embark on our philosophical journey. Reality 1. Uncertainty of life. As we navigate the path of life, one challenging truth we must confront is uncertainty. Stoicism teaches us not only to plan, but also to embrace the surprises of life. The uncertainty of life is a fundamental principle that teaches us that nothing can be predicted with certainty. Despite meticulous planning, reality often deviates from our expectations. Jobs, relationships, health, and other life situations can change unexpectedly. For example, imagine planning a perfect picnic in the park, only to have the weather suddenly turn into a heavy downpour. Uncertainty is like unexpected weather. We cannot control it, but we can change how we respond. In the context of Stoicism, this reality teaches us not to be overly attached to our plans or expectations, but to accept that life is full of surprises and challenges. This is not to make us pessimistic, but to help us develop mental resilience and flexibility in facing various conditions. By embracing uncertainty, we learn to focus on things we can control, such as our attitudes and responses to situations, rather than getting caught up in anxiety about things beyond our control. In many cases, uncertainty brings new opportunities and unexpected lessons, allowing us to grow and evolve as individuals. Reality 2. Suffering is part of life. Who wouldn't want to live a life free from suffering? However, Stoicism teaches that suffering is an unavoidable teacher on our journey. Think of life as an epic, and suffering as a colorful chapter in our story. How we respond is the true key to wisdom. Stoicism teaches that suffering is not an enemy but an inevitable teacher. It is a call to reflect, understand, and grow through every challenging moment. When facing failure, loss, or other difficulties, Stoicism shows that we can find meaning in that pain. Suffering, like a sharpening stone, shapes our character and brings us closer to the best version of ourselves. However, it's not about seeking or creating suffering. Instead, it's about viewing suffering as a part of life that offers valuable lessons. When we understand that suffering is an inseparable part of this journey, we can find peace in the midst of the storm and grow through every challenge. Reality 3. Limitation of control. Imagine life as a journey on a boat in a vast ocean. While we have the helm to steer our boat, we cannot control the direction and strength of the waves that sometimes crash. This is the third reality taught by Stoicism, the limitation of control. Sometimes we plan everything meticulously, but circumstances beyond our control change the course. Maybe you have a great plan for today, but the weather or an emergency situation can suddenly alter it. Stoicism teaches that we must be ready to respond to these changes with an open mind. It's essential to understand that most of us tend to overthink things beyond our control. We worry about the future, dwell on the past, and sometimes forget to live in the present moment. Stoicism reminds us that the only thing truly under our control is our own attitude and actions. In situations beyond our control, Stoicism teaches us to embrace the wisdom to accept and adapt. This is not surrendering to circumstances, but an acknowledgement that, by accepting the limitation of control, we can release the burden of anxiety and frustration that often arises when we try to control everything. Reality 4. Unfairness. Stoicism teaches us not to see unfair circumstances as permanent punishment or injustice. Instead, it's an invitation to view justice from a different perspective. Although we may not control circumstances or the actions of others, we still have control over how we respond. Think of unfair circumstances as an unexpected rain. We may not be able to stop it, but we can choose whether to bring an umbrella or dance in the rain. Stoicism emphasizes the power of our minds and attitudes toward unfair situations. In facing the reality of unfairness, Stoicism teaches us to see opportunities amid injustice. We can choose to learn from these experiences, build a stronger character, and find ways to bring positive change, even if only on a small scale. For example, imagine someone losing their job unfairly. Stoicism doesn't teach us to reject feelings of disappointment or anger, but to reflect and ask ourselves, what can I control in this situation? We may not control the decisions of others, but we can control how we respond to the situation. Reality 5. Death is part of life. In our journey toward maturity, we cannot avoid thoughts about death. Stoicism teaches us not only to accept, but to embrace impermanence through our daily actions. Death is an inevitable certainty, and in reality, awareness of our limited time can give deeper meaning to our every action. Stoicism teaches us not just to live in response to death, but to embrace it as motivation to live more fully and meaningfully. Through an understanding of the limitations of life, Stoicism teaches that we can pursue things that truly matter and provide genuine value in our lives. Therefore, death is not the end of everything, but a turning point for us to live authentically and meaningfully. In facing the reality that death is part of life, Stoicism teaches us to ask ourselves, what would I do if today were my last day? This is not a call to panic, but a profound reflection to look at life with gratitude and clear purpose. Reality. 6. Relationship with material. Stoicism provides a powerful perspective on how we relate to material things in this world. Understand that true happiness is not always found in material wealth or possession of luxury items. Picture life as a stage, and material possessions as props on it. Stoicism teaches that while these properties can provide temporary comfort and satisfaction, true happiness is much deeper and not always found in the ownership of these things. Often, society encourages us to pursue material wealth as a measure of success or happiness. However, Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the surface and realize that true happiness comes from deep relationships, personal growth, and a meaningful life. For example, imagine having an expensive luxury car. Although the car can bring pleasure and comfort, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of not becoming too attached to such objects. Material things can be lost or damaged, but inner well-being and strong relationships remain the foundation for enduring happiness. Reality 7. Role of emotions in life. Last but not least, let's talk about emotions. Stoicism doesn't teach us to suppress our emotions, but to become maestros of our emotions. Think of emotions as guides that can provide valuable insights into our hearts and conditions. However, Stoicism teaches that we must understand the role of these emotions wisely. Instead of being slaves to emotions, we are invited to become architects of our own emotional lives. For example, imagine experiencing failure at work. It might make you feel frustrated or disappointed. Stoicism teaches us not to reject these emotions, but to reflect and ask ourselves, what can I learn from this situation? In this case, emotions serve as guides for personal growth and improvement. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of maintaining emotional balance. Excessive joy or sinking into sadness can disturb our inner peace. Therefore, Stoicism teaches us not to get too immersed in emotions involving things beyond our control. In facing the reality of the role of emotions in life, Stoicism teaches us to approach emotions with full awareness, not to bury or deny them, but to understand and process them wisely. We can choose how to respond to these emotions, so they don't control us but become tools for growth and deeper understanding. Thank you for accompanying us through the inevitable realities of life. If this journey has provided you with new insights, let's stay connected. Like and subscribe to continue receiving inspiration and wisdom. Let's continue exploring life together with wisdom. Until the next adventure.